We have an act called Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act, passed in the year 2003. Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act. At that time, the whole purpose of the act was to ensure stability. And this act maintained that all the state governments and the central government should ensure that your revenue deficit is zero. Your current year's expenditure should be met from current year's income. Then you can have your fiscal deficit, then that is equal to borrowing. That should be of the order of 3%. I don't know whether you are getting what I am saying. Are you following what I am saying?
Uh-huh.
Now I am asking my finance prime minister, I'm telling, in fact, I just wrote him that he want India to be a developed economy by 2047. For that, India's investment rate today it is 30%. It should become at least 45%. That is what China did.
Mm-hmm.
From 30 to 45%, where will you get the money? You have Richard Nelson of Columbia University in 1956. He made a theory about developing countries, very relevant. A country is poor because their income is low. Because of the low income, your saving is low. Your income is not enough to even eat. Then there is nothing to save. Because of the so low saving, your investment is low. Without saving, how can you invest? With the low investment, your income is low. Okay, without investment, you cannot have income. No? If somebody can find out a way of high income without low investment, he will get without any investment, he will get a Nobel Prize. That we are yet to find out that. Then you have to invest. You know what is the term called increment? Wilma may be knowing incremental capital output ratio. That means capital productivity. In India, it is 5. Increment ICOR is 5 now. Running it is 5%. With innovation, it can be brought down. That's not happening. And with the 3% borrowing or 3% investment, you can have a growth rate of maximum 6%. India needs to grow at 10% to become a developed economy by 2047. So I'm telling my prime minister is that the biggest enemy of your own dream is this particular act. What I want to tell, what I wrote is, if a country can borrow and ensure that the borrowed money brings a return higher than the rate of interest, you pay 3% as interest, and you get an income of 10%, why can't you borrow?
Yes.
So what you need is not Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act, but Fiscal Responsibility and Borrowing Management Act. With your artificial intelligence, with your IT tools, the federal government can monitor every $1 which my finance minister spends. You have a country like Japan, the debt deficit ratio, debt GDP ratio is 256%. Only thing is that you should tell your credit rating agencies like Moody's, keep quiet. I know how to manage my economy. This is the only thing. You should have the backbone to stand in front of them and tell that, okay, you don't go beyond a level in terms of rating us. But you should also ensure that your money which is borrowed is not eaten. Very often what happens is that you borrow and you eat. It doesn't lead to any investment. Anyway, I think fiscal problem is a big problem.